KILARIGBO TV.
This investigation is not targeted at anybody, be it the owner of the building, be it anybody who works there or whatever. It is independent. It's for our own good. It's in living out what we have been called to do as Nigerian Bar Association.
The Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) Lagos branch has constituted an independent panel to investigate pressing concerns surrounding the recent involvement of a branch member in a matter that has drawn public attention. In a statement delivered during the inauguration of the panel, the chairman of the NBA Lagos branch, Ms. Uchenna Akingbade, emphasized the association's commitment to accountability, transparency.
My name is Uchenna Akingbade. I'm the chairman of Nigerian Bar Association Lagos branch. On the 16th of September 2025, a very sad incident occurred, which we are all aware of. There was a fire at Afriland Towers on Broad Street, Lagos, and lives were lost at that incident. One of those lives that were lost is an esteemed member of our branch. Now, the role of the NBA, one of the objectives of the NBA, is to promote the rule of law and to promote human and people rights. Human beings have a right to life. They have a right to go about their business in a safe environment. This fire incident that has happened has claimed valuable lives, so we want to ask certain questions, which everybody has been asking. We want answers to some of those questions. Were necessary safety protocols observed? Among others, which the panel chair will speak to. But the MBA, in line with our objectives, we have deemed it pertinent, MBA Lagos branch, we have deemed it pertinent to set up this independent investigative panel to look into some of these things. And the outcome of this panel will drive our advocacy for policy reform. And if we find that there are certain things that we need to escalate to certain authorities, whether criminal or civil, we will do that. That is the essence of setting up this panel, and we hope that we'll be able to come up with answers to these questions that we all have. The composition of this panel was carefully thought out. The chairman of the panel, Mr. Nonso Azih, is well experienced in panels of this nature. So at this point, I will yield to him. But let it be on the record that this is a public matter. It's not a government panel. It's an independent panel. But we are well within our rights to ask questions. And the MBA, as the watchdog of society, will ask those questions. More so now that our beloved and esteemed branch member was involved.
Nonso Azih, a member of NBA Lagos branch. First of all, I want to thank the chairman of NBA Lagos branch, Mrs. Uchenna Akingbade, and executive members of the branch for deeming it fit to set up this all-important investigative panel. As our chairman has rightly said, NBA as a body has that role to protect human rights and to be the voice or the conscience of the society. Following the fire incident, it was deemed fit that we should embark on an independent inquiry. She has pointed out to that, but it's very key to underscore the fact that this is an independent inquiry to ask relevant questions regarding the circumstances surrounding the fire incident. Lives were lost. So in the process, we have a panel made up of competent lawyers, and in the process, we have been empowered. Our terms of reference empowers us to co-opt other professionals like medical doctors, health, safety and environment officers, facility managers, so that we give it a holistic approach. It is not just a lawyer's affair. We will look at the legal issues, we look at the regulatory issues, but we also invite our fellow professionals. And one may ask, has this been done before? Yes. You all may recall when a medical officer died a fatal death in Lagos Island Maternity Hospital in a faulty lift, Ms. Vuare Diaso. The Nigerian Medical Association constituted a similar panel, and they also invited other professionals like lawyers and engineers. I was one of the lawyers whom the MBA Lagos sent to represent lawyers in that panel. A report was issued. Some people were indicted. When we mean indictment, it's not like we are on a witch hunting, but the point is that if we see an irregularity as lawyers, we have to speak up and say that this could have been done better. So the idea of this panel is to look at the protocols, what safety protocols were, was there a breach of safety protocols? What should we have done? The lives have been lost. There's nothing we can do to bring them back. But the point is that we can forestall future occurrence. So if at the end of the day, this panel, what we achieve is to ensure that every facility, at least starting from Lagos and across Nigeria, seeks to imbibe and to abide by fire safety protocols, to teach people on how to do fire drills, on how to keep the environment safe, on how to save people. I mean, the general consensus, subject to what our findings will show, is that lives could have been saved, that it was possible that people could have been saved. So this is why we need to ask the relevant questions, then look at the laws. And at the end of the day, like Madam Chair said, it will drive part of our work as advocates. It's an advocacy procedure. We look at the laws. For instance, the Fire Service Act was established in 1963. We don't have a new Fire Service Act. There is a bill that is pending before the National Assembly, which will inculcate the aspect of rescue. So the fire service as presently constituted do not have the paraphernalia, do not have the wherewithal to rescue people from fire. They may just go there with water and everything just to quench the fire. But are they specially trained, just like we see in other senior climes, in other more developed climes like America and UK, to maybe go upstairs or to go through multi-layered buildings to save people? So these are the things we need to do. And then as lawyers, when we collate our report, we will continue to make positive noise about this issue so that it is not swept under the carpet. What we don't want is for these people to die in vain. What we want to do is that the death of this precious life, the loss of this precious life, will ginger us, will enable us to begin to ask the necessary question and hold people accountable. Anybody who is found wanting or who had not done what is supposed to do, the relevant agencies or law enforcement officers should do what they are supposed to do. But we must make it clear that we don't have any power of criminal investigation. It is purely a civil, independent investigation. We are reporting to ourselves as a body set up to promote the rule of law and to protect people's right.
My name is Vivian Okoh Olutufeshe, alternate chair of the panel. The key word is recommendation and investigation. We're calling out on well-meaning Nigerians who witnessed this incident to come up and give evidence as to what they saw on that particular day. We also want to assure you that any information that you give will be held in confidence. It's very key to ensure that we provide such assurances so that we get well-meaning people to come and speak on this issue. Lives were lost, just as we have said earlier. Properties were also lost. It's very important that persons who witnessed this incident come forward to say what they saw. This would include stakeholders, employees, anyone who witnessed this incident should come up and speak to it.
The panel is to make the inquiry, make recommendations to the branch on the inquiry. So if we find anyone culpable, we are going to escalate to the necessary criminal or civil authorities, and we are also going to use the panel's report for advocacy purposes to to drive policy change, legislative reform. The chair of the panel has already spoken to the fact that the Fire Service Act is in dire need of a reform. So these are all the things. We can't just go and start making recommendations for legislative reform if we do not have a basis, a platform. So criminal or legal or civil escalation and policy and legislative advocacy. The panel has been given 21 days to conclude their investigation. But if we see that there's a need to extend that timeline, then we will do so.
KILARIGBO TV, ìkànnì amúlùdún àkọ́kọ́ tó ń gbé àṣà àti ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ Yorùbá lárugẹ.